There are issues that are coming up.
Absolutely, Grays Beach is huge. Huge mistake. Tories, huge. This is handed it to us on a plate here. People don't want Grays Beach to be privatised. It's where they take their children for holidays, for breaks. It's a jewel in our crown. We love it. It's an amazing place. It's always busy. Why even think about privatising Grays Beach?
But is it people take their kids to Butlins for their holidays? They take the kids to Grays Beach for a day off. Is it? It could become a community interest company. It could be, the people could actually own it. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, but people would have to pay to go in there to actually make it pay. People that go there, a lot of people can't afford to pay to go there day in, day out in the summer holidays. There needs to be some things and some parks that children and residents of Thurrock can use, and it's what part of what you pay your council tax for. Why now are we saying you've got to pay for it? It's wrong.
With the Labour's Day of Action, you're going to go over this afternoon.
I am, yes.
There's a few issues that seem to be coming up time and time again on the doorstep, and one of them seems to be Grays Beach Park. What's your take on the Tories' amendments on this?
I think that it is absolutely... I couldn't believe it. I sat in that chamber and I was absolutely mortified that this had been put before the council on the night with no talking to anybody. You imagine how the people felt when they went to work there, and the residents that use that place on a daily basis throughout the summer. How many people use that as a daily place to take their children? It's free, How can you do that to our beach, to our park? And if they can do this to Grays Park, and down there, why can't they do it to our other parks? I think that I was absolutely amazed that they would even think about doing it. And I have had telephone call after telephone call asking me how people can get involved with saying, we don't want our beach privatised, Who are you going to give it to? Where's it going? When are you going to talk to people? Why do they think that they can just do this to us? People are angry and they've got a right to be angry.
But when my colleague spoke to Gary Haig early this week, Gary was very much that these things have been deliberated amongst the Conservatives for quite a long time. Was this the first news to you?
The Grays Beach one, I've never heard of the Grays Beach one. And in fact, I think that it's a bit rich for him that even when we looked at making a person redundant, their whole side of the chamber was in uproar. And that was about making a person redundant in the times that we'd had to make these the £4 million worth of cuts. And one of the things that we had to look at was reducing staff down there. And there was absolute uproar from them to do this. So I just think that it was about, they haven't done any consultation on this. This is real, back of the fag packet politics, what they put forward at Cabinet. This was really, at the full council, this was really just rushed through. I don't think that they've fought it through, I really don't. Not any of the stuff that was on there, their 10 or 12 that they put forward, I really don't think that they'd done anything. They could have brought this up at the overview and scrutiny. He talked about, we've done the overview and scrutiny. We've looked at that through overview and scrutiny. We've been working with them. Not once did he say, or any of his colleagues come to overview and scrutiny and say, let's look at the leisure, let's look at the village halls. 18 village halls out there, run by volunteers. None of them said, let's look at the village halls. What is that going to do to our committees that run the village halls? When we go, well actually, we're picking it up and we're going to privatise it. We're going to give it over to an organisation that's going to privatise it. These volunteers will be saying, where does that leave us? Will charges go up? Where are you going with this? And not one person on the Conservatives brought that to my overview and scrutiny. Not one of them. Yet we did talk about Impulse Leisure and all of the services. Thameside Theatre wasn't brought up. This was all at 7 o'clock at the council meeting. Nobody said anything.